In today's session, we are going to look at one mechanism which will cause attenuation. We are now into the transmission characteristics. In that, we are studying the attenuation. What is attenuation? It is the loss of strength of the signal, and there are many mechanisms involved while the wave propagation occurs into the optical fiber. Those mechanisms cause attenuation. We have already seen the material absorption, that is due to the atomic defects, intrinsic and extrinsic. In intrinsic, again, we have seen electronic and atomic absorption, UV absorption and IR absorption. And similarly, in the previous session, we have seen about the linear scattering losses, that is Rayleigh scattering and Mie scattering. We have seen these two. Today we have to look at the non-linear scattering losses. Actually, I have discarded this, okay, because whatever I have written here, you can just see, it is a stimulated Raman scattering, which is a part of non-linear scattering. That's why no need to take it separately. Under non-linear scattering itself, we are going to look at this. So today we are going to look at the non-linear scattering losses. Okay. First of all, we should try to understand the meaning of linear and non-linear. In the previous session, we have seen already the linear scattering. One important parameter in linear scattering is there is no change in the frequency upon scattering. This is very important. Whenever a wave is traveling, light is propagating. If due to some reasons, okay, that is specific, if it is a linear scattering, what happens? It will spread out. Scattering means what? It will change its path, and it will get scattered. Intended path pe nahi jayega wo, it will get deviated from the line. Okay, if this happens, generally it have concept hai, whenever some molecules hit one another, what changes happen inside a structure I'm talking about. When the molecules are energized, when they are randomly traveling into, when they hit one another, the main change is they change their direction. Okay, wo pehle to direction change honge, the way the direction in which they are traveling, they will change. And secondly, their speed will change. The motion of the speed at which they are traveling will change. So that is the general concept. You have already studied, even in case of flow of current, charge per time, all those concepts. So even the velocity will change. Velocity, in turn, we know that velocity is what? The distance traveled divided by time. Or time, we can write it in terms of this V equals to, I think, this f into the distance, I guess we take lambda. So if you look at this velocity concept, frequency should change. Okay, but however, in case of linear scattering, what is happening? Even though there is a scattering occurring, even though the ray is traveling, and after scattering they're changing their path, so mode transfer, energy transfer takes place. The important thing is there is no change in the frequency. Okay, there is a uniformity. That is linear scattering. And even there is one more thing. Let me just show you. Okay, one more thing which makes linear scattering different from non-linear is जो भी output power है, that output power, it is, in case of linear I'm talking, it is directly proportional to the input power. Okay, input power, linear change, the graph, how the linear graph looks like, something like this, a ramp signal, right? So there is a linear relationship, output and input power. So that occurs in case of linear scattering. But here today we are dealing with the non-linear scattering. So let us look into this. Important thing, the main difference, which will, the main parameter, the main statements which will make a big difference between linear and non-linear scattering are, one is there is no direct proportionality between the output power and the input power in case of non-linear. And also in linear, there is no frequency change when the light gets scattered. But however, here there is a change in the frequency. So we call this frequency shift. Okay, and in generally, since there is a frequency shift, we call it some kind of modulation occurs here. We call it in general, because in your digital communication you have studied about different modulations, you know, even the frequency gets shifted. You have seen many of the PSK, FSK, those things. So in general terms, when as the frequency is getting shifted here, we call them the modulation is getting occurred here in case of non-linear scattering losses. Okay, so let us study about this. First point is there is no linear relationship between input and output. Secondly, many non-linear effects occur which will cause disproportionate attenuation at a high optical power level. Both are very important. In this single statement, there are 2 points involved. Very first thing is there is a disproportionate change of the attenuation. This causing disproportionate attenuation in the sense, अगर optical fiber है, optical fiber में पूरे structure में along the length of the fiber attenuation is not same. It is at some places it is high, at some places it is low, it is at some places it is moderate. So uniform नहीं होगा attenuation, जो भी signal का attenuation होगा, it is not uniform. That is one thing. And one more thing is at high optical power level. So important, non-linear scattering कब होगा? At high optical power levels. So there is certain threshold here. Threshold, you know what is the threshold, you know, वो एक level होगा, उससे ज्यादा होने के बाद if you cross that threshold then only this exists. So there exists a threshold power level for this non-linear scattering losses. So if you're using a laser source, okay, as an optical source, you're using laser through which your light is getting emitted. Okay, you're using it for your optical fiber communication, and if you know this is the threshold level of the scattering, for example say 10 milliwatts, it is one optical power. इससे ज्यादा अगर आपका power होगा while communicating, while propagating, तो ये scattering होगा. So if you know this threshold level, you can avoid this non-linear scattering losses, right? Because the only thing that you can avoid is जितना आपको पता है what is the threshold, say 10 milliwatts, so उससे कम का power consider करके you propagate the wave by choosing, by working with that low, below the threshold levels. You can avoid this non-linear scattering. So two important points. One is there is a disproportionate attenuation. Secondly, these scattering losses, they occur at a high optical power levels. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let me just zoom a little. Okay, now it is clearly visible, hope. So important point, very first thing, the main difference between linear and non-linear is one is the frequency. Okay, in linear there is no change in the frequency when scattering occurs, but in case of non-linear there is a frequency shift. And one more difference, there is a linear relationship between input power and output power in case of linear scattering, that is Rayleigh and Mie scattering. But in case of non-linear scattering losses, there is no such linear relationship. That's why as there is non-linear relationship, we can see whenever this scattering occurs, there is a disproportionate attenuation. Attenuation throughout the optical fiber will not be same. It is at some places high, at some places moderate, and at some places it will be low. Okay, and then next thing, these scattering losses, they occur at a high optical power levels. Non-linear scattering, it causes the optical power from one mode to be transferred. Again, there is a mode transfer. As I told you, whenever scattering occurs, when the light is propagating, it will change its path. It will change the direction. So scattering in the sense, जो intended path है, उसको छोड़ के they will deviate. That is called scattering. So when you're changing that, when the direction is getting changed, the mode transfer takes place. Why? Yesterday I have told you, in the previous session we have discussed about this. Why this happens? Because of the change of the path of the light, the mode change happens because incident angle will change, क्योंकि the incident angle matters a lot. You can see ये एक ray of light है, ये एक interface है, core cladding interface. It may take this path, it may this, this deviation may occur due to which the incident angles will differ. Because incident angle are changing, there is a mode change. There is a mode change because the modes are getting changed. There is a transfer of energy, optical power. So no, even in case of nonlinear scattering, this will cause optical power from one mode to be transferred to either in forward or backward direction. Generally, we have given the statement for nonlinear. We will look into very specifically in Raman scattering and in Brillouin scattering, forward and backward, which is forward and which is backward. This is a general statement. So mode is transferred in either forward or in backward direction, either to the same mode or different modes. So mode change may occur, right? And different frequency, important. That's why it is called non-linear. Okay, frequency shift hota hai. So this depends upon the optical power density within the fiber. So optical power density is what? What do you mean by power density? The power flow, jitna power flow hoga per unit area, that we call optical. For in case of light, it is optical power density. So within the fiber, and hence it becomes significant above certain threshold level. As I told you, एक threshold level के बाद ही non-linear scattering occurs. So that threshold level is very important. In order to avoid this scattering, you should work below the threshold levels. There are two types of scatterings. First one is stimulated, how you pronounce it, Brillouin. I'm pronouncing it as Brillouin or Brillouin. I think Brillouin is good enough. Brillouin scattering, that in short we call it SBS, and a stimulated Raman scattering, that is SRS. So these two types of non-linear scatterings we have. First, let us go with the SBS, stimulated Brillouin scattering. So SBS is regarded as as I told you, there is a frequency shift. So we call them in a general term modulation. Okay. So SBS is regarded as the modulation of the light through the thermal molecular vibrations. So we have seen what are these vibrations. If you remember, when we were dealing with the intrinsic absorption, we have seen electronic absorption and atomic absorption. Electronic absorption में क्या होता है? Whenever the light travels, the photons, they interact with the valence electrons. Okay, valence electrons of this your optical fiber silica glass. So उससे react होके there is a transfer of energy, and those they get jumped to the higher levels, because of which absorption takes place. Okay, similar to that, so thermal molecular vibrations occur within the fiber. So in case of stimulated Brillouin scattering, so there is a modulation of light. So the frequency gets changed obviously due to the scattering, but with some thermal molecular vibrations. The scattered light, it appears as upper and lower side bands. You know what is upper and lower side band. I think frequency spectrum you have studied in case of communication subject. If this is your center frequency, upper side band and lower side band, I think you call it USB and LSB, right? It looks something like this if you draw the spectrum. So that is what the shift in the frequency I'm telling you. Okay, because frequency will change after the light gets scattered. I have drawn it here, but I think it is not visible to you clearly. Lower side band is gone. So the scattered light, it appears as upper and lower side bands, which are separated from the incident light. So the central one is your incident frequency, the frequency at which the light wave is incident, by modulation of the frequency. So there is a frequency shift, as I told you. This is important, a new term to you. The incident photon, whenever the light is traveling through the fiber, so light contains photons, right? Small packets, energy packets. So this incident photon, whenever it enters the optical fiber, and in case of non-linear scattering, I'm talking about this SBS, in this scattering process, this photon will produce a phonon. See, there is a phonon word, okay, maybe a new term to you. Phonon of acoustic frequency. So acoustics, it is related to your sound waves, right? So acoustics, it has got a separate frequency range, right? Hope you have heard about this acoustic frequency, as well as a scattered photon. So जब भी light incident होगा in the optical fiber, if it undergoes this kind of scattering process, it will produce two things. One is a phonon, which is having a frequency called acoustic frequency. Phonon, which is having acoustic frequency, plus one more thing is produced. What is it? Scattered photon. So जब photon enter हो रहा है, due to this scattering, light gets scattered. In this phenomenon, two things are produced. One is a phonon of acoustic frequency, and one more is a scattered photon. Two things. So what is a phonon? I have written here, you can see phonon, it is a quantum of elastic wave in a crystal lattice. So we are talking about the optical fiber, right? So even it will be having its own structure. So whenever this scattering happens, a phonon is produced, which is having the frequency equal to acoustic frequency plus a scattered photon. Okay, and what is about phonon? I have written one more line. When this elastic wave, it has got a frequency f, phonon frequency, but in our case, it is acoustic frequency. So the energy, quantized unit of the photon, it has got the energy of hf joules. So I think you have studied about this in physics. H is your Planck's constant. Okay, so this is about the phonon, which is having the acoustic frequency. This is produced plus a scattered photon is produced. This produces an optical frequency shift. Because these two things have been produced, what will change? The frequency will change. So there is a change in the frequency. There is a frequency shift, and this frequency shift, it varies with the scattering angle. As I told you, the angle at which your light is incident, that matters a lot, and the angle at which the light is getting scattered, even that is very important. Just assume that you have an optical fiber here, okay, core, just a core I'm drawing. If this is your ray passing, after this there is a refraction, somewhere it hits here, and then series of total internal reflections. So ये क्या होगा आपका angle of incidence हो गया. Okay, that is important for your total internal reflection. For scattering, whenever a light wave is traveling something like this, and as I told you, in case of non-linear scattering, both forward and backward direction scattering can take place. So let me take this as a light wave which is traveling. It may take a forward path, or it may take some other path also. So what do you mean by scattering angle is the angle with which these rays are getting scattered. These angles are important. Because of these variations in the angles, what will happen? The frequency is changing. Why there is a change in the frequency? That is the term. The difference between linear and non-linear is there is a change in the frequency in case of non-linear. So why this frequency shift? Because there is a स्कैटरिंग एंगल. डिपेंडेंस किस पे है? स्कैटरिंग एंगल पे है. जब भी रे आपका स्कैटर हो रहा है इन मल्टीपल डायरेक्शंस, स्कैटरिंग एंगल वेरीज, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस योर फ्रीक्वेंसी शिफ्ट वेरीज. द फ्रीक्वेंसी वेरीज, right? And as the frequency is changing, so even as your wavelength also, because the frequency of the sound wave, it varies. Why I am talking about the sound wave? Because it is related to a phonon. The phonon is one component which is produced after scattering. So hence I have considered sound wave frequency also. So the frequency of sound wave, it varies with the acoustic wavelength. Frequency and wavelength are dependable terms. So because of which there is a change in the frequency. There is a frequency shift, and ये frequency shift जो है वो क्या करेगा? It varies with the scattering angle. Now the frequency shift, it is a maximum in the backward direction. This is a major difference between SBS and SRS. In case of brilliance scattering, जब भी एक ray of light pass हो रहा है, okay, it will be more in backward direction. Maximum कहाँ पे होगा? Backward direction में scattering ज्यादा होगा. I think somewhere I have drawn the figure. Yeah, it's here. See, so अगर light ray ऐसे pass हो रहा है, there is a scattering, that too backward direction scattering, that in case of ESBS backward direction में scattering होगा. Because of this, the maximum frequency shift is maximum in the backward direction and reducing to zero in the forward direction. मतलब scattering इधर होगा ही नहीं forward direction में, सिर्फ reverse direction में होगा, backward direction में होगा. Making SBS a mainly backward process. Why it is called a backward process? क्योंकि scattering backward direction में हो रहा है, not in forward direction. SBS is, and one more, as I told you, these non-linear scattering, they are significant above certain threshold levels of the power density or the power, optical power. So even SBS is also having its own threshold. Okay, कि उस पावर से अगर ज्यादा पावर हो रहा है in the system, it causes non-linear, the SBS kind of scattering. So what is that power density? We will see. So SBS is a significant only above a certain threshold power density or the threshold optical power level, and that value that we call it P subscript B. B indicates brilliant. So this power is given by 4.4 into 10 raised to minus 3 d square into lambda square into, you can see it is alpha in a dB. Alpha indicates your attenuation in a dB, and there is a term called V. That too, it's not capital V. I have written it something like this. It indicates your bandwidth. Okay, so the different terms involved are: D indicates the core diameter. You have a lambda, operating wavelength. You have alpha, that is attenuation, and attenuation is generally expressed as dB per kilometer, and V indicates your source bandwidth. That is nothing but a source in the sense laser ho sakta hai, right? So that can be used as a source for light wave. So source bandwidth, it is mentioned in gigahertz in general. So the meaning of this threshold is power ke alawa, above this the scattering occurs. Okay, hope you understood about some points about the brilliant scattering. Coming to the Raman scattering, as we have already seen about what is a non-linear scattering and what is brilliant scattering. In brilliant scattering, two important terms are there. In brilliant, I'm talking about, very first thing is backward process hoga. Okay, this brilliant SBS is a backward process because scattering occurs in backward direction. And second thing, whenever incident photon, okay, if it enters or it undergoes this non-linear scattering, what it will produce? It will produce two things. One is a phonon, which is having the frequency of acoustic frequency, and a scattered photon. ये दो चीजें हैं important in brilliant scattering. Coming to the Raman scattering, what is the difference between them is, it is similar to SBS except that instead of acoustic frequency, यहाँ पे हमको क्या produce होगा? Whenever an incident photon, it undergoes non-linear scattering, again two things are produced. One is as it is scattered photon plus a phonon. Phonon is also produced, and that phonon is having the frequency that is high frequency. Okay, it is not acoustic frequency. High frequency, we get here optical phonon. In earlier we got acoustic phonon. Here we will get optical phonon. That is the difference, rather than acoustic phonon. Okay, and SRS, that is stimulated Raman scattering, it can occur in both forward and backward directions in an optical fiber. What do you mean by this? In case of brilliant scattering, we have seen that अगर ये आपका light wave travel हो रहा है, so it will be majorly, it is a backward process, right? Scattering occurs in backward direction. But in case of Raman, it may take the forward path also, or it may take the reverse path also. So that is one more difference. It can occur in both forward and backward directions in an optical fiber. And optical power threshold, as you know, jo threshold level hai power, that is also a difference. There is one more difference. Optical power threshold, it is much higher compared to the brilliance scattering. It is 3 orders of magnitude higher than, okay, 3 times zyada hai wo. It is 3 orders of the magnitude higher than the SBS threshold. So SBS का threshold अगर आप देखेंगे, it is 4.4 into 10 raised to minus 3. You have d square lambda square, alpha and v. Okay. So here also we have a equation. The threshold for Raman scattering indicated as the P subscript R. R indicates Raman. It is 5.9 into 10 raised to minus 2 d square lambda into alpha. You don't have v term and you don't have a square term for lambda. That is the difference. Because of this expression, you will get this threshold value much higher compared to the brilliance scattering. And here one more point I missed out. Whenever a scattered photon comes, because whenever an incident photon, the light wave incident in an optical fiber, when it undergoes non-linear scattering, it produces two things. One is a phonon, okay, it can be acoustic or it can be optical. In case of Raman, it is optical. And plus one more thing, what is produced? A scattered photon. So whenever a scattered photon is produced, in both cases this will be produced. So if this scattered photon, it loses energy, we call it Stokes shift. And if the scattered photons, they gain the energy, they take the energy, there is a transfer of energy, they take the energy, we call it anti-Stokes shift. Okay, hope you understood the differences, and very few highlights have been given about these two scattering losses. And these are the losses, the Brillian and Raman scattering, these are the mechanisms which in turn will cause the attenuation. And coming to one simple problem, direct substitution problem. इस problem में answer को देख के हमको observe करना ज़्यादा important है, okay, rather than going for calculations, because you can do it. If you have a calculator with you, you can do all direct substitution problems are there. A long single mode optical fiber has attenuation of 0.5 dB. Attenuation means alpha is given to you. When operating at a wavelength, lambda is given to you 1.3 micrometer. The fiber core diameter, that is a d, small d, is given to you 6 micrometer. And a laser source bandwidth is 600 megahertz. That is, this V is given to you. Okay, these are the data listed. Now what we need to find? Compare the threshold powers of both stimulated Brilliant scattering and Raman scattering. दोनों का threshold power हमको calculate करना है, and we need to check on with few observations. So I have done the solution. I have listed the data given for PB, for Brilliant scattering, 4.4 into 10 raised to minus 3. You have d square term, lambda square, alpha and V. After substituting all, I have got 80.3 milliwatts. We can verify this answer. And for Raman scattering, the formula is 5.9 into 10 raised to minus 2. You have d square, you have lambda, and you have alpha. You don't have lambda square term and V term. Okay. After substituting all the given data, I have got it as 1.3 watts. So tell me which one is higher. 80.3 milliwatts is higher or 1.38 watt is higher? Which one is more? Yeah, 1.38. The PR, that is Raman scattering threshold power, is more. As we have just now seen in the theory also, it is what? 3 times it is much more higher than the SBS. Now, a little observation and some points I have listed here. For multi-mode fiber, you know what is the difference, major difference between single mode and multi-mode? There is a mode change, right? Multi-modes means many rays will pass, right? Many modes occur. but in case of single mode, there is only one mode, one light wave propagating. And one more difference, structural difference between single. Yes.
Lambda square, no?
Sorry.
In Raman's it is lambda square.
No, 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 no.
In Raman's problem, you are
in Raman's, no, I have not written. You can see. See, it is lambda. It is lambda. And what is lambda given? 1.3.
No, in above problem, in above here.
No, I just showed you that there is no square. Okay, it is not there. Erase this. Okay, it is not there. But in case of brilliant scattering, there exists square. You can observe. I just showed you कि square यहाँ पे है, वहाँ पे नहीं है. Okay, don't take it other way. Don't मैंने mistake किया है बोल के आप add मत करना उसको. Hope it is clear. Now I was discussing about some observation for multi-mode fibers. Difference between single mode and multi-mode. एक तो है कि number of modes that travel. In multi-mode there are many modes existing, right? In case of single mode there is only one single ray. And structure के बारे में अगर आप देखेंगे, the difference between single mode and multi-mode fiber, core diameter is very small in case of single mode fibers. If you remember, when I was dealing with these single and multi-mode fibers, step index, graded index fibers, I had asked you one question also in your groups, showing you a picture. Iska difference batao. What is the difference between single mode and multi-mode? Core diameter is very small in case of single mode. But in case of multi-mode, आपका comparatively diameter, core diameter ज़्यादा रहेगा. Okay, so for easiness, okay, for multi-mode fiber, one advantage is that उसका diameter ज़्यादा है, and if you increase the diameter further, for multi-mode fibers I'm talking, diameter ज़्यादा होने से what will happen? Either it may be PB or PR, you have a D square term in both the formulae. जितना आप डायमीटर ज्यादा लोगे, आपका थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल उतना ही ज्यादा बढ़ेगा. थ्रेशोल्ड लेवल ज्यादा है बोले तो आप टारगेट बहुत ज्यादा दे रहे हो. Whatever आप जो भी पावर से आप you operate, that is acceptable. आप थ्रेशोल्ड बहुत ज्यादा दे रहे हो. So if you take higher diameter, larger diameters for multi-mode fibers, you can avoid non-linear scattering losses. Okay, this is one technique in case of multi-mode fibers. Choosing greater diameters, larger diameters will avoid non-linear scattering. Power ज़्यादा है इसका मतलब scattering ज़्यादा नहीं है. Power is here you can see in the equations, power is directly proportional to D square. Power ज़्यादा है, it doesn't mean that scattering is more. Power is more in the sense that threshold is more. Threshold is what? That cut off, you know, जो acceptable है, उसके बाद non-linear scattering होगा. So आप इसका value जो diameter अगर आप ज़्यादा लोगे, in case of multi-mode fibers, if you choose higher or larger diameters, आप threshold बहुत ज़्यादा set कर रहे हो. So that any taking the any good value of the optical fiber is acceptable. वो वहां तक reach होगा ही नहीं, threshold तक. So that non-linear scattering का सवाल ही नहीं होगा. Okay, one observation. One more, but you have many terms in the formula like V, bandwidth hai, lambda hai, there is alpha and diameter. So by adjusting, by properly choosing all other parameters of the equation, the threshold power level can be further increased, right? क्योंकि सभी directly related हैं. अगर आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा वैल्यू लेंगे इन सभी पैरामीटर्स के लिए, आप थ्रेशोल्ड उतना ही बढ़ा सकते हो, right? Your target is too high. You are making your target too high. Now, in both SVS and SRS, they both can be avoided. As I told you, I'm telling you since the start of this concept, by working below the threshold, we can avoid this non-linear scattering. क्योंकि जब आप टारगेट ही ज्यादा सेट कर रहे हो, उसके अंदर आप कोई भी ऑपरेटिंग पावर है चलेगा, that is acceptable. After that threshold, non-linear scattering exists. Okay, and in short, as in both power equations, you have lambda term. operating at higher possible wavelengths, it will reduce SBS and SRS. This is the final verdict I am giving you. When different parameters do exist, proper selection of those parameters also counts, but operating at a higher value of the wavelength will reduce your nonlinear scatter. Hope you have understood this concept. A small concept, maybe in terms of a short note, we can go through the question papers and find out what kind of questions have been asked on these topics, especially module 2 attenuation pe kaun se variety of problems hai, you can just go through it. Okay, so in the next class we are going to look at the next type of loss, that is, let me just show you the slide. We have now covered material absorption, then linear scattering, Rayleigh and Meek scattering, non-linear scattering, just now we have covered, that is SPS and SRS, Brilliant and Raman scattering. The next thing is fiber bending losses. So whenever joints and bends do come, there exist certain losses. So we will see the variety of optical fiber bending losses, what are the different types, and after that we will go for one more characteristic. After attenuation, we have to look into distortion or dispersion. Okay, both are interchangeable. In that, I think for your syllabus, I have not seen it, I have not gone through. I think chromatic and intermodal I have seen. I don't know about the remaining three, but chromatic and intermodal dispersions they are there in your syllabus. So we have to look into those. So in the next session, we will start with the optical fiber bending losses. Fine.